Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to Illuminate Business's event with Julia Media Marketing. So I'm Fiona Wang, and I am the Executive Director of Events at Illuminate Business, and I'll be handing it over to Julia.
Sorry, I couldn't unmute myself there. But hi everyone, my name is Julia Wang, and I'm super excited to be here today. And thank you so much for having me. Yeah, let's get straight to it. So as I mentioned, I'm Julia. I'm 15 years old. I'm in grade 10, and I'm from Toronto, Canada. And a couple of years ago, I started Julia Media Marketing, basically to make social media advertisements for brands to kind of promote themselves with, especially to like the teenage audience. I've been able to work with some really cool brands, and I'm happy to be here today to share a little bit about my entrepreneurship and marketing experience. So I started in 2022 when it was like prime COVID year, I guess. And I just had a lot of time on my hands. So I started making like videos and stuff in like my house. And then I kind of realized that on like TikTok and Instagram and like stuff like that, like the ads that teenagers were kind of seeing didn't really like totally resonate with us. And it was just like not very authentic, which is why like Julia Media Marketing is kind of to make like authentic ads that like actually somewhat appeal to the teenage audience. And that's kind of how I started. And basically, I actually like started Julia Media Marketing by just doing so much outreach. I just like sent 1,000 emails and like a lot. It was just like crazy until like I was able to work with my first brand. And from there, I kind of just like never stopped. So in my first year of like 2022, I was actually able to get like 3 million views on like the advertisements that I made, which were just like really incredible. And yeah, I haven't really stopped since. So some really cool opportunities that I've actually been able to experience and learn through making like social media ads and kind of like working in like the social media industry is like, for example, Prequel Beta Camp is this entrepreneurship program that helps teens like learn about entrepreneurship and like build businesses. And I was actually like able to work with them for like 2 years creating and recruiting for their 2022 and 2023 cohorts, which was really cool and it was a great experience. And also I was also able to like participate in the program myself, which is where I co-founded Analytics C, which is a startup that helps organizations better target teenage audiences. And that was just something that I could never have experienced or even heard of if I didn't, kind of start Julia Media Marketing. So this was just something that I want to mention because I thought it was super cool. And other than that, some of the brands that like I kind of like work with now, for example, these two are both like this year. I don't know if you guys heard of like Beauty of Joseon, but they're kind of like a pretty like well-known Korean skincare brand, especially in like the Western market. And they kind of got famous for like going viral on TikTok. And I was like one of the like their TikTok ambassadors last year for like a couple of months, which was really cool. And also, I was able to attend some like in-person events for like other beauty brands, which is really cool. But overall, I think like doing Julia Media Marketing has just brought me like so many experiences that I think I would not have experienced. And I didn't even know social media had this much of an impact either. Like I just thought it was something that like you kind of post, but it really does like have a really big impact. And there's so much business opportunities in the social media marketing space. And other than that, like these are some like companies that primarily target like younger audiences on social media that I've been able to work with. And I kind of just wanted to mention this because not like the only, I just wanted to kind of say like not the only like brands on social media are like in the beauty space. I know like for me, a lot of it is what that's like a lot of the ads that I consume, but there are really, really interesting apps and businesses out there that also target teens. So yeah, really cool. And yeah, overall, I just think that working with Julia Media Marketing has brought me a lot of great business experiences and flexibility in working, especially because I'm also a full-time student and I do want to like go out with my friends at some time. So I think social media is just a really great tool to achieve flexibility, especially for students. And also like meet a lot of really cool people. Like I wouldn't be able to be here today if it wasn't for that. So yeah. And as of what I'm working on right now, I really, really recently started like doing marketing for a like a really new app startup, but that's still like in the works. So that's basically what all I have planned for today. But thank you so much for listening, and um, feel free to connect with me on Instagram. I'm Julia.Wang with two G's, or shoot me an email if you guys have any questions, and or just type it in the chat. And yeah, thank you so much, and love to take any questions.
Yeah, thank you for speaking with us. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Yeah. So we'll just give that a minute if anyone has any questions. Melissa says, "Hey, I was just wondering if this marketing is like a passive income."
So that is one of the things that I don't really think that it would be a passive income because you actually have to go and like make every single video yourself, right? Like they're paying I basically get paid to make the video. So it's not a very, very scalable business. It's more like a part-time like side hustle almost. I think that's kind of what I consider it. But I do think it's a really great opportunity if you want to kind of get your foot in the door or just experience with marketing and learn about social media marketing before maybe you do something else or take on a more serious position or like actually build a startup that can lead to passive income. But that's kind of my take on it. I'm sure some creators out there are also turning it somehow, like for example, selling like courses on how to teach other people how to do content creation and stuff like that. But yeah, does this answer your question? I hope it makes sense. Okay, sounds good.
I have a question for you. So, like, how do you find opportunities to do this marketing?
Yeah. So when I first started, as I mentioned, like it was literally just cold outreach. Um, like so much cold outreach. That's kind of just how I got started, because I had no previous connections with like any like social media, anything. I think if you get really big, maybe you can sign with like an agency, but that will lead to opportunities. But I think now, since I've been doing it for like 2 years, like the more you do it, the more experience you have, and the more people will find you. So another thing I do is I kind of post a lot of the videos that I make on like a TikTok, and that sometimes gets like pretty big or like gets views, and then that leads to my website, which leads to, so that's one way to find opportunities. But there are also really great apps out there that like, for example, like some businesses would be looking for content creators and then they would post it and you can find it there. But yeah, for me, it was mainly just cold outreach.
Yeah, thank you. And another question, um, how do you Oh wait, hold on. Wait, I gotta phrase this question better. But in the meantime, does anyone else have any questions? Okay, I have my question right now. So, do you follow like a certain algorithm when you're creating your social media marketing, or how do you exactly use like strategic tactics to attract the audience that you're aiming for?
Right. So, as I mentioned, like one of the main reasons why I started Julia Media Marketing was because I thought that a lot of the ads out there was like super inauthentic. So I really try to be as authentic as possible in my ads. not just like, and I think a lot of that is kind of just like almost like the vibe you give off, because I personally have not really done looked into a lot of like statistics and stuff. Like obviously, I would look at like which hooks work the best and like um just like stuff like that. But I think the most important thing that I like to do is just try to make everything as authentic as possible. And I found this really works well with teens specifically like because we grew up with social media, we know a lot about like which one is an ad and which one isn't. So that's one of the strategies that I like to use. But another strategy that I like to use, especially for ads, so not for like posting like organic content, but if you're like actually running advertisements, like a sponsored post and stuff like that, having a lot of varieties. So what I do for some of the brands that I work with is I make like 10 different hook variations in the beginning and then like one rest of like the video and I kind of they get to try with all of them and eventually one of them is bound to work better. But it's like if you're just trying with one advertisement or one video, it's like it's hard to know. But that's another strategy that I found really works well too.
Thank you. Does anyone else have any other questions? Okay. Do you have any like ex favorite experiences that you would like to share with your marketing?
Favorite experiences like people that I've like collaborated with.
Yeah, just like your favorite collaborations or like what you find enjoyable in your day-to-day life.
Yeah, for sure. Like I think I really enjoy working and just like creating content like in general. I think I've always been interested in that because like and I think that also really does show in like the videos that you make if you're actually like passionate about it or if you're kind of just like doing it, especially if you want to like kind of do it as a job. But I just really like I think social media is also used when used right, it's like such a powerful tool. But another thing that like I think my favorite experience in my marketing was oh like I can't this was like a couple of years ago, but I think like I one time I was like on call with like this like brand that I was working with and then I found out that the person I was on call with so I think supposedly he like was the inventor of like the fidget spinner or something like that, which was like so crazy and I like it just shows like how many crazy experiences that you can achieve when like doing social media marketing. But yeah, like it's just like I met a lot of really, really ambitious and like-minded people as well in like the social media marketing space other than that. But yeah, I think that those are some of my favorite experiences.
And thank you again. So, another question, like how do you find confidence to post yourself? Because I know that some people who want to start social media accounts, they're afraid that other people may judge them. So how do you deal with like, let's say criticism, or how do you just build that confidence to start this experience?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, like okay, this is a really difficult question because I think it honestly just takes time. And like I know when I first started, everyone is like, "Oh my God, what if my friend at school sees this?" But like I have had experiences with like obviously people in my like real life have like seen advertisements and were like, oh, it's so like cringe or whatever. But like I don't like it genuinely just like does it really matter to you? Like you're the only one winning here. Like what like the positive outcomes of doing social media, and I can say this as a guarantee, is just so much bigger than like the negative consequences. Like dealing with hate, okay, you deal with hate in real life too, right? So, yeah, like every time I get like a like hate, and I don't think I do as much now because I kind of just like I don't really even read comments on ads anymore, but it's just like I just think about all the other great experiences that I have had because I've done this. So I think you just have to like trust in me when I say this. The positives are going to be like so much more and like better.
Yeah, thank you again. Okay, does anyone have any other questions?
I hope I was not talking too quickly in the presentation, but yeah, that's all right.
Okay, and I think that is it then. But yeah, thank you so much, Julia, for coming to speak with us. And yeah, and I hope we stay connected for future collaborations.
Of course, thank you so much. It
Thank
was
you.
really great. It was really
Bye.
great to see you guys. Okay, bye.
Bye.